Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, here's what I did. Sorry, my cord's in the way there. I adhered my 3 pieces of chipboard, so my front and back cover, my spine. I took some 3/8 inch score tape and went around the perimeter. Then I also, wherever there's a joint, I put 1/4 inch score tape there to help hold that paper. And then I also, oh gosh, I guess white was a bad color choice. I also, around the outside of the cardstock paper, I put 1/4 inch score tape just to give it a little extra stick to help hold it in place. And then what I did, I went in and I mitered the corners, each of the 4 corners, and I started the wrap already, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do next is go over to this side, pull off the score tape, the long score tape. I'm going to give myself a little extra room here, because you can see up here I covered it up, the other edge of the score tape, by mistake. So we'll just lift that right up. My hand sticks to the score tape. You know, when I'm sitting here in my craft room working by myself, it's never an issue. I just fly right through. But as soon as the camera's on, everything bad happens. I think it's inevitable. All right, come on. All right, so there's that. Let's take this score tape off. Okay, then what I do next is just try to encourage the paper to help start the fold. Okay, and then just kind of start in the middle. Just kind of just pull it up. Again, what's nice about this artisan cardstock is it stretches with you. It's kind of like stretchy jeans. Oh, that's fine. Then go ahead and give it a burnish to help it stick down. Kind of square off the edge, which I did not do on the side. Okay, just kind of like pretties everything up. All right, so then next I'm going to put this back down. Next I'm going to take this edge, do the same thing, but what you need to be careful to wrap your corners. Just kind of want to push that little, let me see that little extra little space there? Kind of push that in so that your corner gets paper on it. You know what I mean? You don't want to have a naked corner. So then here, let's just, again, encourage the fold. One thing I did learn when I was at Tamara's the Country Craft Creations retreat in St. Louis a few weeks ago. Actually, it's been a month ago now. Wow, it's almost 2 months. Or it is 2 months, actually. You can also put a bead of art glitter glue right here. I don't know, I don't necessarily feel that I need that, but if you want that little bit of extra adhesive, you can put that there. And just kind of fold that over. Another nice thing about that retreat was Ginger Ropp, who is my sister scrapper. Oh my God, was she awesome. Everybody was awesome. All the instructors or designers, they were all awesome. But one thing that Ginger taught me is you can take your scoreboard, even after you adhere your chipboard covers, you can put this into your scoreboard and just score right along, you know, wherever the edge of your cover is. It was actually pretty neat. It actually worked really well too. Not that I would question Ginger. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to, again, just tuck in those little corners. Okay, remove your score tape. All right. Start to train the paper. Okay. Would you look at that? It actually worked. Because there's many times where I'll have a little bit of the chipboard showing over here and I have to get creative with the pattern paper. But whoop, it worked. Okay, and then just going to go through and give it all. Alright, and then you see here in the where the fold is, I like to kind of encourage that. And then gently, oops. You don't want to push too hard right here because you don't want to pierce the paper with your bone folder, which I have done on many occasions. Alright, so there's your base book. Awesome, right? You can see, oh, I don't know if you can see it. Here's the seam where I put the two pieces of paper together down the middle. This is going to get covered with a pattern paper, or for this project I'm doing I'm probably going to put lace down the center, so that's going to cover that right up. Well, it's going to get covered with pattern paper first, and then a lace. Okay, and then I'm not going to do this here, but I'll kind of walk you through. So then what I would do next is take a piece of cardstock, another piece of white cardstock, and then just cut, maybe a 1/2 inch wider, on each end of the spine to cover up all of this, right? And then put my binding here. Okay, I'll put glue and or score tape. I definitely recommend using, don't just use like an ATG gun or something like that, because this part takes a lot of beating, turning pages, and you want something that's really going to stick really well. So again, art glitter glue or score tape works fine. Now, on the bindings, to me, the binding is a matter of personal preference. I have a really hard time doing the hidden hinge. I don't know, for some reason I can never get mine to lay perfectly flat. I always feel like I fight it, so I just don't do it. There are a bunch of different designers out there and a lot of different binding techniques. This is one that I really like. It's called a T-square binding. So if you think about it, you'd need one of these for each one of your mini album pages. So since I'm going to have 6 pages, I'm going to need 6 of these. So then what you do is this, if you think about it, this is just the same as the hidden hinge. It's just their individual hinges instead of, that one piece of paper that, just lays right here and it has the 6 hinges sticking up. I like this better. This base here is a 1/2 inch. And it's fantastic. And then you just take the mini album page, you put it here on the fin. I always use glue. I don't like to use score tape on my hinges. To me, it needs glue. So I put glue in here, put the mini album page on, and then line it up as we go. So again, rule of thumb is if you have 6 pages, you want a 1/2 inch for each page, which is why I have the size spine that I have. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with that. There are 5 million different videos on, this is called the T-square binding. There's a stack the deck binding, and there's all different types of bindings. I suggest just use the one that you like the best. All right? Okay, so then after you figure out your binding, you put down your pattern your cardstock and your binding. Then you can come back and cover this up with white paper, these 2 sides with white paper, or you can just skip the white paper and go straight to your pattern paper, which is probably what I will do. All right? So your book is done. Oh, but one thing too is if you are going to hang a charm from your spine, like I did here, this is the mini album. If you're going to do a dangle with charms or ribbon or whatever, now's the time, because I have learned this lesson the hard way, now's the time to decide, find the center here. I would center it on this strip here, and find the center and then poke your hole now, because it's really hard after you get the pages in. It's really hard to poke the hole. Yeah, I found that out the hard way. So, okay. So that is the cover. I'll be back again with the next part of the tutorial.